Awesome. Dude, you know what is a great show that I talked about last podcast?
Castlevania.
I'm on season 4.
I'm on season 2, halfway through, I think. 4 episodes in the season, right?
Well, no, 4 episodes season 1, second season 8 episodes.
Oh, jeez.
Third season 10 episodes, and I think season 4 is 10 episodes.
Okay, cool.
I'm not finished with that, so I don't know.
Well,
I don't like to look ahead.
I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes into season 2, but it's good, dude. It's
Told
good.
you it's good.
So much to the point that I started looking into Castlevania and maybe playing it.
The game, I'm not supporting Konami.
Yeah, that I didn't know that was who made it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, also, to my knowledge, is very, very old.
It is very, very old.
And if I want to play it now, I can't get it on PlayStation. I have to get it on
your computer,
PC. Which,
yeah,
what is this?
God forbid you ever use your gaming computer for something other than a Gwent game.
Yeah, dude. Gwent. I got Gwent, and then I got Gwent.
That's it.
So that's it. That's
Fortnite.
It. Yeah.
Warzone.
Well, not even. I can't.
Yeah, you can't run that.
I can't run that nonsense.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Imagine.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the PS Pony podcast, where once a week, every week, me and my best friend Ron get together to talk to you about all of the Sony news happening in the week. Also, other video game news, especially this week, because this is a very, very light week.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ron, what have you been playing? What's been up with you since the last time we talked?
I've been playing Hades a bit. We were talking a little bit before the podcast. Not really feeling it right now. I got through the first boss in the third area, like the Taurus, whatever.
Theseus?
In the third area. I got a few rooms past him, and then I died. I was being very foolish. I feel like I know who the boss is, the main boss in the third area.
Wait, have you not?
I didn't get to the main boss in the third area. I got to the first boss in the third area.
What first boss?
The Taurus, whatever, the horn dude. I don't know what his name is. The bull.
Theseus and the Minotaur? That's not the first boss? Or that's not the final boss? I thought that after that was the next one.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the first boss.
Oh,
yeah.
well.
I'm assuming there's only 2, because I didn't get far enough. I'm assuming there's 2. But I feel like I know who the last boss is. But, yeah, I don't know. I picked it up again today. And I was playing a little bit yesterday. I suppose I haven't really been feeling it too much. I booted it up today, and if I use that starting sword, I got extra gems or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll just try it again.
Yeah.
I hated it. I barely got through the first world.
What's your weapon? What's your main weapon you like?
I like the shield.
The shield is so good.
I use the shield the most.
Is so nice.
The shield the most, but that starting sword sucks. I didn't lose a life in the first area, but I got tossed in the second one. I just couldn't do it. Because I don't know, the shield I just blow through everything so fast because it's just more my play style. But yeah, and then I wasn't really feeling it. So before you got here, I loaded up Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, starting a new playthrough. Felt very weird starting it back up.
Yeah,
just because
break into Iki Island at all?
No, I'm doing a new playthrough.
Okay, cool.
New Game
I haven't
Plus.
touched it yet either.
Yeah, New Game Plus specifically, because I just want my stuff back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, we've been playing some Warzone and stuff. I'm probably gonna stop playing Warzone for a bit. We texted a little bit about that today. I just haven't really been feeling it. I haven't really been feeling like playing video games in general.
Oh, really?
In the past week or two, I've just only been doing it because that's just what we do. So
Warzone has just been eating up so much of my time now.
You're just realizing it?
But I think now specifically because this past weekend my parents I had the whole house to myself. Mm-hmm. So because my parents moved my brother into college, and I was on Saturday was my most open nothing to do day. Mm-hmm. And on Saturday I slept in for a bit. I took Elise to work. When I came back, I ate some food. I watched a few episodes of Castlevania. Passed out, dude. Mm-hmm. Passed out until 3:30ish, 4, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna shower. Took a shower, got on, and then I knew it would happen. I knew it. The second I hit X to load Hades up, Aaron started a party. And I was like, here we go. So then after that, we just played Warzone all night, and
you don't have to play Warzone when people are on.
No, you're right. But yeah, I really love playing with my friends, and it's just that's like it's a good bad thing, I guess I got to break. But after that, I just like, I was like, all right, this was like my day to play Hades, and I didn't even get to do that. So I deleted Warzone just so that way I don't have that like excuse of like, oh, like, all right, I'll get a few games in, you know, and then have it end up being for the rest of the night. So
you could just tell yourself you'd lag the whole time anyway.
I mean, I will. That's not even like I need to tell myself that. I just know that going into the game. But yeah, dude. So I busted into Hades a decent amount yesterday, and I'm loving it, dude. I'm loving it. So every time I go in, I always use the whatever weapon gives you the bonus, like darkness or whatever. Mainly did it just to like figure out like, oh, what's good, what's bad. It's not the weapons that are good, it's those boons that make the weapons good. Yeah, dude. Like definitely. The shield, I wasn't even like, I like the shield. It was I was between that and the spear. I
used both those a lot.
The shield is what got me all the way to Theseus and the Minotaur and Elysium, and I got Ares. At first I didn't really like Ares, but like
his stuff is so good.
After using his like doom, I leveled up his like main attack, like that gives the enemies doom 5 times. Dude, I'd like hit him 2 or 3 times, bop away, they'd be dead. So it was just great. The bow, I really did not like the bow. That thing is a slayer, man.
Really?
Oh my God, Ron! Because I figured it out. The crit shots are what you need, or like those like timed things. You do that, dude. You're killing everything in 1 or 2 hit. Like it's not an issue at all. So especially when the hammers, dude. Every time I see a Daedalus hammer, that's what I go for because it just makes things so good. And then what surprised me was the fists. The fists were, aside from the shield on that run, the fists got me the furthest. And
I haven't unlocked the fist yet.
Oh really? Okay,
yeah,
so
I haven't played that much.
Okay, so you got the fists, and then you got the rail, which is literally like a gun. Great, dude. I'm just having a ball. I love, like, I love Greek mythology, so just seeing everybody, talking to everybody. I'm platinuming this game 100%. I think what I'll do is I'll beat the game, and then that's when I'm gonna go switch over to Iki Island. I'm hoping to have Iki Island beat next time we talk, so that way we can have like a full review of it.
I thought you were gonna replay all of Ghosts. That's what you've been talking.
I want to.
You and I flipped on that so much. You were like,
I want to
replay the whole game.
I want to. It just depends on like, because like since like all the trophies pop for the plat, right? Basically all of them. Because like
all of them pop. You just hop in a photo mode, then you get the rest.
Well, so for me, whenever I beat the game, because that's a save I've carried over, the one right when I beat the game, I still had 3 trophies that I needed before like the plat pop, so it doesn't know that I did those trophies. Oh. So I could probably just bring the save that I did do the trophies on, and like it should be fine. But I'll figure that out. But yeah, dude, I want to platinum Hades. I decided what I'll do is I'll do like a good run, like a real full run through the game.
Of what?
Of Hades.
Okay.
And then once that happens, because there's a lot of trophies in this game, there's a lot of stuff you got to do. Depending on how that goes, I might turn God mode on. Have you seen what that is? So you are 20. So when you turn it on, it's 20% more resistance to damage. But every time you die, it adds 2%. So it caps out at 80%. So the most you can get is 80% resistance to damage.
Oh, I thought God mode was supposed to be a hard mode.
No, that's hell. That's hell mode.
Oh.
But like I think hell mode has to be activated after you beat the game on like it's like a new game plus type thing.
Gotcha.
But you can turn God mode on or off. Doesn't affect trophies or anything like that. I kind of want to do it like naturally, full progression, like without it. But just
a lot more story.
Yeah, it's just gonna come down to like time and like how much time I'm committing and like what else I got to do. Because I don't want to stay away from Ghost for too long. But yeah, man, I'm loving Hades. I put a lot of time into it yesterday. I'm hoping to put some more time into it tonight. I was a little iffy on it. Like I liked it in the beginning, but I was like, all right, like how is this gonna be? Like how hard is this? And it honestly, it's same thing like Hollow Knight, same thing like that I felt with like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like the first time you meet the boss or whatever, they're hard. Like, oh, how do you do it? And then like the third, fourth, fifth time, like at first it was hard for me to get through Tartarus, and then it was hard for me to get through Asphodel. Now I'm like, dude, I know I'm getting to that Hydra, and I know I'm gonna clap his butt when I see him. Now,
Meg is a joke.
Meg is. Have you seen her alternates yet?
No.
So it'll get to a point where instead of Meg, it's the other two Furies.
Okay.
So that threw me off because their combat style's a little different. I rocked Electo every single time I see her. She she's like not she talks a lot more like smack than Meg does, which is crazy. But the other one, I forget the name. That one, she's tough. She's tough. So I only saw her once, and I was like very not ready for like a fight. I was ready to fight Meg. I wasn't ready to fight like something new. But yeah, man, I love it does such a good job of like for me right now of like when I get past like when I die, I don't feel like oh, there's everything I've done. Just like, all right, let's see what's new now. Like I'm excited to like when I die to see, to see like what new people are in the House of Hades, what new things I can unlock, and like all that stuff because it's always different every time you go back. So I'm really loving Hades so far. It is my game of the year that I've played.
Every new game you've played this year, you'd be like, dude, this is the game of the year.
That's not true.
Returnal, oh my god, it's like the best game. Ratchet and Clank, game of the year.
Yeah, but Ratchet and Clank hasn't left. But Hades isn't because like I don't know if they're gonna even put it up for anything since it's a re-release.
It's not going to.
Yeah. So like
it doesn't fall under that category.
Yeah. So Hades is my game of the year, like Persona's yours. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, dude, I'm really excited to see what else Hades has. I love the story so far. It is so interesting seeing the way they interact with all the gods and everything. So excited to bust back into that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you were on PC, Zach, and using the Epic Game Store, you might have had a little bit of hopes about some Sony exclusives coming there.
A little bit.
Not
a whole lot.
Not a whole lot because it's not gonna happen.
No.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll
but this article comes from IGN, and it is titled that Epic offered Sony $200 million to get PlayStation games on PC.
Written by Taylor Lyles.
Yes. So as you know, there has been a legal battle between Epic and Apple, so a lot of documentation and stuff just comes up from that. So I'm going to read just a little bit of this article. Quote, but a new report from The Verge, which recaps some of the most interesting exhibits presented during the trial, shared a lot of interesting things from both parties involved in the case. According to a 222-page confidential document shared during the trial, the Fortnite developer offered Sony $200 million to get Sony to put at least 4 first-party games to PC. The document notes Epic was waiting for a response from Sony, and that the offer was, quote, 200 MG plus 4 to 6 titles, end quote. Unfortunately, there is not much more information and any more details as to what went on between Epic and Sony, Sony consisted of and whether or not an exclusivity deal was mentioned to have these PC ports available only on Epic Game Store. Sorry. A lot of stuff going up upstairs. I'm trying to I'm hearing 2 different things at once. So on the article, there is like a screenshot of the document too. There is some interesting information written there for Microsoft and Nintendo. So as we said, for the Sony part, their offer extended $200 million for 4 to 6 titles. It says it was awaiting feedback. For Microsoft first-party titles, they're trying to open conversations with them, and the internal feedback from Microsoft was their PC Games Pass leader is against what we're doing. They are effectively bidding against us for content. Phil is meeting with Gabe at Valve pretty frequently. Occasionally. I mean, Microsoft and Valve have always been close.
Yeah.
And as far as Nintendo, which shocked me a little bit, I was like, oh my god, is Mario going to come to Epic Game Store? No shot.
No way.
On the document, it says that it hasn't started yet, and this idea is a moonshot onto itself.
Yeah.
Their corporate history says this is just
Non-starter. No way. Yeah. No possible way.
So
I'm really interested. This was crazy to see. So they're awaiting feedback from Sony. So unless like they've updated these documents or like they have more information, it just doesn't fall within like the time frame that they need for, or that was accessible to the legal case for Apple and everything. That's a lot of money, Ron. That's a lot of money. And 4 to 6 titles, I'm curious to know if like that includes Death Stranding, Days Gone, and Horizon, or if the 4 to 6 titles that they would agree to would be future ones or ones that have yet to release yet.
Yeah, probably some Naughty Dog slappers and some old ones.
And then my other thing would be, is this exclusive to the Epic Games Store?
I would imagine it is.
So
$200 million isn't just something you just do.
You just drop for no reason. Yeah. Exactly. That's crazy. This is really cool, but also I guess the biggest question is it worth $200 million for Sony to get their games off of their exclusive store? Depends on the games. Depending on the games, but also the definition of like the deal. So like, is this meaning like, all right, God of War Ragnarok comes out on Epic Games and PlayStation day one? Like, is that how it's gonna work? Because yes. I think that's gonna be a lot tougher of a sell. But I could also see Sony using this as a strong partnership for them moving into PC. So they get this nice big check from Epic, on top of the fact they're still hitting that PC audience. I'm not familiar with the way PC consumers work. I would imagine it's the same as me. I have Steam downloaded, I have Epic downloaded, I have GOG downloaded, I have like all the storefronts downloaded, ready to go for wherever I need to buy whatever sale there is for whatever game. So I don't know if it is exclusive to Epic, how much that matters to someone on PC.
Not really. It just depends if you like using their store. But once you load up the game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
From my experience.
Right. So this could be a way for Sony to get a little extra money and also not healthily, like almost kickstart a movement into PC, because like Epic isn't. It's me speaking as someone who's not a developer, doesn't do this, put games out on anything. I think Epic is probably where you want to be, right? Well, maybe other than Steam, but
Sony has worked with Epic a lot in the past, basically just because of Fortnite.
Yeah,
they built a good relationship, and Microsoft's always worked with Steam.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of how it was gonna end up being,
right,
in the end, because I believe when Epic launched their Unreal Engine 5 footage, it was during like a Sony conference and stuff too. So like there is like that relationship going on there. So
right,
yeah, I would imagine that's just gonna stay put, those two separate relationships, because Steam and Sony never really got along before, or
really?
Valve and Sony. Yeah.
Why?
Because I think it was just harder for developers, like Steam developers, to put their games on PS3 back in the day because of just the tech that was in it. Whereas for Microsoft, it was very streamlined, just very easy.
Streamlined.
Yeah. Very easy back then too. And so, and they Microsoft and them had like deals and stuff too together.
Yeah.
So partnerships.
Yeah. So do you want to see PlayStation games on Epic?
I mean, I don't care if PlayStation games are on Steam. Or on PC at all. I don't expect like God of War Ragnarok to launch on both systems first, or both platforms, like day one. First. Yeah, I don't see that happening. At least in this point of the generation, when they're trying to sell PS5s, that doesn't make sense to just announce that. Maybe end of the generation or the next one, I don't know, but I don't see them launching side by side.
Now, do you think that if they do put PS5 games on there, we're going to see Epic being able to utilize the DualSense at all?
What do you mean?
So, like, do you see a situation where, like, whatever they need to make the DualSense work with the PS5, they make a requirement on Epic that every PS5 game that gets put on their console has to be able to utilize DualSense in some way? So that way, it's more of, like, a gear towards, like, you can play without our console, but you should play with our controller. Not saying that you need the controller to play them, but you know what I mean?
that would already just be in the code of the game. You would just plug in the controller and then that code activates. Just, have the controller work that way. I mean, it probably says it's probably just easier to use your PS5 controller, sure, but people use Xbox 360 controllers on PC still. It doesn't. They're not gonna limit you like that.
Well, I'm not saying limit. I 100%. Yeah, use whatever you want. But do you think that Sony's gonna try to put an incentive to hey, do this however you want, but if you buy our controller and you use our thing, this is what
maybe
you're
in
gonna
the controls and stuff, it would be a picture of a PlayStation 5 controller or something. I don't see them really pushing it like that.
Do you think that's enticing enough though? If you're a PC gamer, do you think you'd buy a PS5 controller to experience that
if
stuff?
you can use the haptics and the haptics and the adaptive triggers just as well on PC as you could PS5, then I think it would just tickle the fancy of people who are just interested in that stuff on a controller who don't want to buy a PS5 for it. So maybe I'm sure it can up sales, but it just depends.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I hope it goes through in some way or capacity.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see for sure.
It wouldn't surprise me if they start just putting the games on Epic exclusively for when they make Uncharted 4 on the system or on the platform. So
yeah,
probably the next one.
Yeah. Well, talking about updates, Ron, the PS5 has officially come out with a lighter model with revised hardware, and it is on sale now, if you can find it.
Yeah,
with the big disclaimer. But as you may recall, last month we reported and this is from Push Square, and it is written by none other than Sammy Barker. But as you may recall, last month we reported on documentation for a revised PlayStation 5 model, which was first uploaded to the organization's Japanese website. Now it looks like it's quietly gone on sale. Excuse me. Sorry. With Australian website Press Start noting that the lighter hardware units have been spotted down under. Curiously, the updated SKU in this instance is the Blu-ray unit, while the aforementioned manual referred to the digital edition. So what's changed with this new model then? Well, not a massive amount in truth. The model number is different in being with launch units carried the CFI -1XXX naming convention, while this updated one has the CFI-11XX convention. The most obvious alteration is to the screw, which is used to attach the system to its stand. This has been updated to a thumb screw, so you'll no longer need to use a screwdriver or any other tool. It's also a fair bit lighter, to the tune of 3.6 kgs. I don't know what that translates to in pounds, but it's unclear if there's any other changes, but presumably they are minor if they are. It's worth noting that it is not uncommon for Sony to refresh its hardware shortly after launch. A minor post-release revision to the PS4 reduced its power draw and replaced its HDD bay cover with a matte plastic panel as opposed to its glossy launch flap. Cool.
I should buy it. I want that screw.
Do you? I don't even remember what our screw came with. Do we need a screwdriver? I thought it was that slit where you could use a coin.
I mean, yeah, or a flathead screwdriver.
Oh, I mean, yeah, right. If you, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's all it was. It wasn't, yeah.
What's a thumb screw? I've never heard of the thumb screw.
Put your thumb.
Really?
You don't need a tool.
At all?
Yeah, I'll show you.
I'll
show you a picture of a thumb screw.
I always thought that the thumb screw was that deep, completely open slit. Oh, that.
Yeah.
That actually would be pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it was a very big deal for people.
Yeah, well, because whenever you're setting up your PlayStation, the last thing you expect to need is a screwdriver or a coin or something.
You're putting a stand on.
Yeah,
That's
You're
just,
right.
it's just you telling me no one has a quarter or a flathead screwdriver in your house.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's like an inconvenient thing. Because like I don't even think I went so far as to grab a screwdriver. I think I probably just grabbed like not even a coin, honestly, just like a flat piece of like plastic.
I have a tape measure and 2 different screwdrivers laying in my room at all times, so I'm pretty prepped for that.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's awesome actually, just for the convenience of I don't know.
I'm sure when you buy a PS5 Pro, you'll have your thumb screw.
Well, I don't know if how many people are like swapping a lot, whether it's standing or on its side, but I would imagine that's where it's going to be most convenient.
I think you change it a max of twice. Like you set it up and then you change it to see, oh, do I like it like this? And you either say yes or no, and then
get
you
a new
put it
media
back,
stand,
and then
I'd
that's
have to swap it.
Yeah.
But you got to stand it up, dude. It looks so nice stood up.
I think it looks better. I mean, it just depends on your studio.
Yeah, that's fair. The only thing that does, I actually put a disc in backwards once. Just because
you were just used to putting it like
Yeah.
face out, not.
Yeah, because like I was thinking
I
like
did
be just like, oh, okay, holding it how you normally hold a disc to put it into any like horizontal thing, and I just turned it sideways so my hand was on the right side.
I just put it in because I was used to putting it that way for my PS4, and like.
Did you stand it up, your PS4?
I used to have it stood up because it was just easier to take space. I mean, 'cause you can have it stand up on its side.
Yeah,
totally
it's just
blocks
flat,
the fans.
yeah.
That's not good for it at all. But like, it was fine.
Yeah.
I did it at school, but like I've used to have my PS2 used to stand up. My PS1 obviously didn't. Like, and my Xbox 360 did. Like, I was, because you remember that disc drive comes out that way. I put it in the system. That's the wrong way. It's the same way I put it on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Because that's the drive. I was just used to it, and I messed up, and I was like, why isn't Cyberpunk working? Wait, never mind. Pressed eject. I'm like, I'm a dumbass. The whole bulging side. I was like, oh.
It threw me off for a second whenever I first did it. You know those square bookshelves that like you can buy at like Target or like at literally any like where like that sells like college stuff. Those square bookshelves you can put the like foldable like cube drawers in. I actually the PlayStation 4. I don't know about the Pro. I don't think the Pro, but like the original PlayStation 4, it actually slides in there with just like a few centimeters of space, so it's not gonna fall over or anything. I remember that's how I had it, sitting in there for a while, which was probably horrible for the fans. But you know, it worked. It was awesome. It was really like clean looking.
So my PS4 didn't die on me, and that's just what matters. So
yeah, I don't think any of my. Oh, okay, that's a lie. Right out the gate, my first one I ever got died on me. Couldn't play like any games, or it was very like roll of the dice whether the game would crash or not. That's why I couldn't play Watch Dogs with all you guys. That's why I actually did end up going back and beating the first Watch Dogs, but it was not out of like enjoyment. It was just out of like, you know what, screw you, I can play you now. I'm doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that was the biggest pain in the ass for you ever. That game. Just like your internet, your PS4 always just crashed on you. So, but yeah, so a little good, interesting news for people who don't have screwdrivers in their house or quarters. I mean, there was a coin shortage last year. I'm not sure if that's still going on.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It wasn't really. Who's has changed?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I use changes like that. I have a bucket of it, or like a piggy bank or whatever that I've been carrying around with me forever. And one day something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take this to the bank, or I'm gonna go do whatever I need to do with this to get it out. I'm gonna find like $1,000 in it or something. So just more than I'd probably think, but like, you know, nothing that's paying a bill for the month. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, whenever I used to work at Eaton Park, we had our change bucket because we did takeout, and no one ever wanted the change. So I was like, all right, I'll take the change.
Yeah.
And I just took it all. And I was telling Andy this when I went to dinner with her. Like a week or two after I left, it was at some point in school or something. I needed money. And it was like after I sold my Vita and stuff too, like I still needed some more. So I got all my change and I took it all out and I folded it up, and I ended up leaving with like $400.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, oh, you guys really just throwing some money, huh?
I remember in high school, whenever I would go out with like Bailey or like anywhere to the mall, because you know your parents give you like $20 or like you just have like cash on you, right? If anyone would buy like food or like anything like that, I'd always be like, hey, like, those coins, like, do you want those?
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, no, I don't want these coins. I'm like, can I have them? And I did that for, like, I don't know, like, the entire time I was in high school. And then all of a sudden, we have a puppy that just stole my shoe. Okay.
All right, we're back.
We are back. Anyway, so for like all of high school, I would do that. I'd ask like everyone for their change if they didn't want it. I wasn't like, forceful about it or anything. I'd just be, hey, do you want that? They'd be like, no. I'd be like, okay, cool. Can I have it? And I ended up getting like $200 out of like that, like over the course of like 4 years.
Yeah.
With it. So it was awesome. It was cool.
Apologize for all the tail snack.
Yeah.
Come here, Luna.
I remember, you remember Ice Castle? We'd go skating on like Friday nights.
You mean the one time I ever went?
Yeah. I remember.
I didn't even go a Friday night like that.
I remember there was one night where one of the guys that in our grade, I'm not gonna say his name because why would I? But he went around asking everybody for $1.
Mm-hmm.
And like people were just like, oh yeah, here, have $1. He walked away with $120, dude. He just went up to random people. People he knew, God. People he didn't know, $120. And at the end of the night, I saw him, I was like, hey, man, how much money did you end up getting? He's like, dude, I made $120 just asking. He asked at least 120 people for $1. No, he played football. I played football with him.
If I guess his name, can you censor it?
Sure, yeah.
Was it Brennan Babs?
No. That 100% is a thing.
That
for him
is
to
100% thing he would do.
It wasn't him.
Okay. I was kind of hoping it would be.
No, that'd be an ingenious. He'd be the one to like think of it. And
he would be the one.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. What were we talking about?
I don't know. We were talking about
money.
We were talking about money, dude.
Yeah, this is a very light news week one. We are honestly about to be on our last PlayStation story, which we'll talk about now. The Last of Us 2. Still in the news still. Great game. Great story.
You should play it.
It depends on what Reddit page you're on, but yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Either The Last of Us Part 2 or The Last of Us 2. One of them hates it. One of them loves it.
All around.
There is a rumor that with their multiplayer that should be coming out soon.
Should be.
It's been talked about.
I don't think it's coming out. I don't see it.
I don't see it happening either. But there could be a battle royale mode with it, which I hope does not happen.
I don't even know how
I
that
cannot
work.
imagine 100 Ellies plopping in the sky and then Joel running around with a golf club just for some irony. I don't.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to.
I don't see that happening, and I hope it doesn't.
I don't even know. Like,
I don't care.
I don't even think it's like dropping out of a helicopter. I think it's something a little more nuanced, where it's like you just spawn at like various campgrounds.
I'm sure there's a
randomly throughout the map
stuff.
Or something.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the games in PlayStation's library to do it, like that would be because it's very like, all right, apocalypse, like loot, figure, like build stuff, do stuff like that. I think it could add like a new kind of like depth or like a new way to play battle royale, more in the sense of like crafting, rather than just picking up a gun or finding like rare loot with various rarities, like more of like a like you have your campground, you upgrade it also, but like
if Last of Us had a battle royale or anything like that, it shouldn't be a battle royale. It would just remind me more of like a Rust game.
Yeah,
they would do.
Yeah,
I hope they don't.
Rust
do
with
that.
like more of a goal.
Yeah, exactly. Luna, if you attack my Steelers merch, I will. Ooh, that's my breast cancer awareness terrible towel. Just hopping everywhere. She is like a little kitty cat.
Yeah, dude.
Her name is Luna, in reference to Aaron's cat, Luna.
Aaron's cat, Luna.
Shout out to her.
Shout out.
That was your phone. I thought you took her ball. I was like, what are you doing? She's gonna attack you. But yeah, so Last of Us could potentially have this. I really hope it doesn't. I don't plan on playing it. I'd rather just play a Ghost of Tsushima.
I mean, I'll try it, I'm sure, but like, I'm not gonna. I honestly, I can't see of all the things that Naughty Dog has going on right now. I don't. I can see this very easily being something that they like had plans for, wanted to do, but just with the climate of gaming now, just scrapping it.
Yeah, exactly. But this did come to light when a data miner who posted the finds in a comprehensive video on their YouTube channel. A quote, listening mode device and a handheld TV were found within the scrapyard multiplayer assets. which may potentially have aided players' senses within the game. They also found a collar asset, which suggested that dogs could have a feature in the game's multiplayer. Maybe just like, I don't know, in the lamest sense, you throw some meat and then the dogs chase, but then they see a person and go "Rah, rah," and then alert them or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see there also being like, rather than it's just a bunch of PvP, it's like PvP mixed with like PvE as well. Like there's other people, like other like NPCs that you have to like fight or take care of or do stuff with, so that way you know,
yeah,
you gotta figure that out.
They also did find a compass and a player count asset in there.
What was did they say what the player count was?
Well, no, because it's just the asset for
oh,
like,
just okay, I got you.
But yeah, then like the compass and stuff too, which leads that it could be like, you know, a big mini map mode or like something like that.
Well, you got to imagine if it's Last of Us, there has to be like clickers and like the zombies in some way, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh man, guys, we got a special guest this week.
That's gonna be loud in the recording. I'm just gonna let you know. All right, back again. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see just how this is gonna go.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what old game is also making a return? Which Last of Us isn't really old. Is it a year?
GTA 5?
No. But I'm sure their PS5 edition, I think, comes out this year.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Skyrim is having a 10th anniversary edition coming out.
Of course it is. Has it only been 10? Oh, it has been 10.
11,
it came out
11.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hi, friend.
This is scuffed. Yeah. 11/11/11. Make a wish. There we go. She's laying down. That's when Skyrim came out on the Xbox 360, the PS3, and PC back in the day. And now we're gonna
great time for games.
Buy it again for the upteenth time.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Platinum it again, play it again. We'll do the whole shebang.
I don't even know.
60 frames, hopefully.
Dude, if they're saying this could run on the Series X and the PS5, it better have 60 frames. The PS4 would have been able to run it at 60 frames, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. There was literally a mod that made it happen.
Yeah.
So. Oh, look at you. There you go. Just chilling. Really wish we had a video for this one too. But also
a lot more interesting.
Also, shout out to you guys for listening to this on YouTube. This will be the first podcast posted on there, and every single week we post on Tuesdays on audio only platforms, but on YouTube will be Wednesdays.
Yeah, unless you subscribe to our Patreon, which doesn't.
We don't
exist.
have. That'd be kind of hype. We should do a Patreon, but we record the video, and then it's like, oh,
dude, I'm down for like setting up a Patreon that like is like $1 if you'll want to. You know what I mean? Like nothing like crazy.
Matt, you want to pay us $1?
Yeah, Matt, you want to play? If your name is Matt, it's $20 a month.
Yeah, exactly. That's the Matt edition.
Yeah, the Matt edition. The Splat edition.
Yeah. But yeah, so this Skyrim Anniversary Edition, there is the free upgrade if you have the Complete Edition, which launched on the PS4 and the Xbox One days, but there is the Anniversary Edition, which you can pay for unless you're on Games Pass, which is coming out on there on free. But it'll come with a whole bunch of Creation Club mods and stuff. I think 100 different mods and stuff. Plus 500 Creation Club elements, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's if you pay for it, so it's just more of like, hey.
Unless you want trophies, then you have to disable all that.
I feel like they would let that happen.
I feel like they have to, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's like they just let go.
I think they're just like, whatever.
If you want to install a mod that pops all the trophies, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think that's where their head's going to be too.
Yeah.
Like that would just turn it off for so many people. Not so many, enough people for it to be like, what?
Dude, I think we talked about this honestly last week, but like, yeah, I had my most cathartic, like best playthrough of Skyrim I've ever had. Like this past like fall, no, not fall, like spring, winter, end of winter, beginning of spring. I don't want to. I'm fine. I'm fine leaving it with that. It was a great time, a good time. Yeah.
Little slipper attacker. Yeah, like we've just played Skyrim so many times that we just had to platinum it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, of course.
It just kind of got to that point.
Yeah. But this is cool. This is great news. I mean, I'm sure I'll buy it at some point. Maybe not day one, but it'll be there for sure.
I mean, we can just download the new edition, pop the plat, and be like, all right, cool.
Do I have to pay for it?
No, if you're the complete edition, it's free. But if you want the mods and stuff, like the 500.
Oh, that's what we. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
That's what you pay for. You headbutting the door now, buddy. She just smells the shoes. She's such a shoe girl.
Oh, she's laying down. I think we're good. You
think? That's hilarious. All right, but our last piece of news for this week is
Call of Duty Vanguard. Dun dun dun. No, I'm not gonna say that because I'm actually pretty interested in the campaign of this game.
I'm indifferent. I don't really care about this game, but I'm sure just as everyone else does, you buy it.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty Vanguard Alpha begins next week for all PS5 and PS4 players. You don't need a pre-order, any of that stuff. If you own it, you got it. Congratulations. So this the alpha begins on August 29th.
Yep.
And Activision has announced that all PS5 and PS4 players will be able to participate in the Call of Duty Vanguard Alpha on August 27th, and try out the brand new Champion Hill game mode. As revealed on PlayStation.blog, the Alpha will run from August 27th to August 29th.
If you pre-order, right?
No.
No? Just in general? Okay,
yeah, this is just for everyone. You'll be able to play the modes the new Champion Hill multiplayer game mode.
Okay.
And all you have to do to preload is you go in the store and you download it, and it's accessible, not as its own app. You click on like Cold War or Warzone or whatever. It's in that quadrant
of course it
menu.
Is. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be?
Click that. It'll launch that way.
Okay. You gonna hop into this?
Probably not. Listen, I already said at the beginning of the show too, I haven't even felt like playing video games, like really. I'm at the honestly, I was playing Ghosts and I started playing it and I'm like, I kind of just want to go right to Icky Island. I want to replay this game.
Yeah.
I kind of don't. I'm probably gonna go back on it again and just play the Icky Island.
The big hang up for me with like Ghosts is like, maybe if I did a New Game Plus, because you carry everything over, right? Yeah, is like mainly like the clearing the map out, getting all the like armor pieces and like doing all that stuff. I did all like the open world like stuff of the game. Mm-hmm. I just want to play the game. You know, I don't want to deal with like, you know, clearing camps. Like I'm fine with camps honestly, but if like I don't want to go like pet all the foxes and climb all the shrines and like do all that stuff all over again.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, I think this conversation has just made me just say, all right, I'm just gonna go to Iki Island. Then if I'm feeling it, I'll go back and just play it.
Yeah.
But we already did say it, but I'll read it over again. Not only will PlayStation players not have to pre-order, but players in the most countries will not even need PS Plus to participate. PS4 and PS5 players in Germany will need a PS Plus subscription due to the game's age rating, and a, quote, nominal fee is required for PS4 and PS5 owners in Japan, end quote. Preloading for the Call of Duty Vanguard Alpha will begin on August 23rd. That's today, or yesterday, or Monday if you're on YouTube, at 3 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Pacific, and 11 a.m. BST.
And that's this weekend?
That's 6 a.m. Eastern. There's a typo in IGN's article. I'm coming for you. PT. ET, that's what it should be. And players of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone, or Black Ops Cold War will be able to access it through the game's respective menus after it's downloaded if they wish. All participants in the alpha will receive a calling card and an emblem in Vanguard as well as in Warzone following the integration of Vanguard. What you crying about? Come here, baby. You laid with me all day when I worked. Oh.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
what are your thoughts, buddy?
I don't know.
I'll just do it to play the mode.
Like, yeah, we'll pop it. I'll pop it. I can't imagine this being like, this isn't the night. I'm not committing the night to this. This is like something like we all like pop in, see what's up, see what's going down, and then I'm gonna say this is dumb, and then I'm gonna be even less excited for the Call of Duty.
Well, remember, it is in the Modern Warfare engine.
I know, but like I think Modern Warfare 2019 was like such a special thing for me specifically, just because of like my like love for that Modern Warfare series. Mm-hmm. Coming off of like, I had a genuine excitement and hype for just the franchise Call of Duty that I've never had in my life since like Modern Warfare 3 was announced. And Black Ops came and just destroyed all of my hope and all of my dreams for what the franchise of Call of Duty could be. Mm-hmm. So, and then Activision just doing what they're currently doing is just not helping in any way. So I'll play it. I mean, the campaign looks cool. I haven't met a World War II campaign that I didn't like. So, you know, at the very least, I mean, even Cold War had a pretty decent campaign for what it was. So, but then again, like the campaign is like, you just got to be like good for me to be like impressed with a Call of Duty campaign at this point.
Right.
You know, so.
And the article does lead off by saying, while this alpha is only for PlayStation Plus players, those who pre-order on all platforms will gain access to Call of Duty Vanguard's beta in September, ahead of its release date of November 5th, 2021.
She has like a duster.
Yeah, it's my little duster. Give that
Thank
to you.
Put it in the puppy can't touch pile over here.
Dude, puppy didn't touch anything this entire day. And now she goes, ooh, mallard slippers.
She might smell my dog on me. That might be what got her excited.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all the Call of Duty news we have. That's pretty much all the PlayStation news have. We do have one fan mail today submitted by our boy in his crib, Matt. Shout out to Matt. Matt writes into us at AskPSPonies@gmail.com. That is AskPSPonies@gmail.com. And you can send us any fan mail you want, questions, concerns, ideas for the podcast, or just overall criticism. We're here for it. But Matt writes to us and says, "Hello, my fellow gamers. My question is something that has been on my mind for a while, and I wanted to know your thoughts and opinions on it. With the PS5 approaching its 1-year anniversary, and many people still being unable to pick up a system for themselves, do you foresee a scenario where developers drop last-gen support before the shortage is straightened out by Sony? It's obvious that developers working with last-gen hardware is going to either make the end product worse overall or give last-gen players a garbage port to play with. How long do you think until last-gen support is cut off altogether, as it would make next-gen games that much better overall? May you keep drinking your G Fuel and get dubbies in Warzone. Your friendo, Matty B." Matt, to answer your last question regarding how long until last-gen support is dropped, at least 3 years. 3
to 4 years, but it's not going to come like a cut, like, oh, this date is when we're no longer. It's going to pitter patter based on like developers. It's not going to be up to Sony. I don't think it's going to be up to the developers and when they start doing everything and how they want to do everything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Persona 5 came out on the PS3 and PS4.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's just more of, like you said, like what developers are doing with their games right now.
Yeah.
It's something Sony would really push for unless it's their exclusive properties, which is just kind of what happens. I mean, hell, they're making God of War and Horizon come out on, you know, the last gen systems as well, unless like it's like Ratchet and Clank where you need the PS5 for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the shortage is going to be straightened out sooner than people think it is. Within the next year, like by August 2022, like shortage will not be a thing anymore. So many people are going to have the system. I mean, even a month ago or 2 months, like last month it was reported they already sold 10 mil.
Yeah. And
they're looking to sell 22 million by March.
They said they have
enough to sell that, which
so
they're going to sell that much because
exactly.
the demand is just that high. So whether it's scalpers or people, but yeah, I think it's just more of when developers are going to say, all right, we really want to make this big game. We want to use these assets. And the PS4 isn't doing that for us. So we're going to use PS5. And that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come to a detriment to anyone who's currently using a PS4 or is looking to use a PS4 in the coming future. The shift will happen, but it's going to be very gradual. And I would say that if once it does, it's not going to be in a disrespectful way or locking people out from playing games they want to play. I would say like 3 to 4 years when we start seeing that looks like such a cool game. Oh, but this one is okay. It's only on PS5. Mm-hmm. All right, that makes sense. You know, but there's a bunch of other games that will be coming out there. You're like, oh no, this is so cool. I want to play this. Like still have things I'm excited for. I don't think it's gonna be to a point where you're basically like, all right, well, PS4, it's a brick now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried if you're still out there, like our friend Matt, who's on PS4 currently.
Yeah, and there's no worries too, because no matter when you buy a PS5 or even PS6, Skyrim will be coming to that platform also.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that, as well as GTA. So.
Yeah, and I think if anything, like where you're gonna see that the most out the gate is more indie games. Your Call of Duties, Assassin's Creed, and stuff like that. Those are gonna come ready to go on the PS4. I don't think
for the next like 3 years.
Yeah,
Modern Warfare 2 will be dropping on the PS4.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wouldn't be too worried if you're in that boat. But speaking of PS5 sales, and if you're looking to buy one, a cautionary tale I bring you this week for last week. After the show, I actually think it was Tuesday, the day we usually post audio. I was just on Twitter. I saw IGN posted an article. I forget what it was, but under it, there was a profile on Twitter called PlayStation Updates. They basically said the first 2 people to DM them would receive a PlayStation 5 for retail price. I said, why not? I'll do it. They had over 100,000 followers, and it seemed like for the past couple months they've been posting stuff about PlayStation 5s, where to find them when they go on sale. So I tried it. I was like, hey, I'm DMing you for this thing. Am I one of the people that these first 2 people? And I was. So right out the gate, if you don't know how to spot these things, it was not real. It was a scam. If you see this account, avoid it. Don't look at anything like that. But right out the gate, just simple ways to spot this stuff is it liking the message. If they're liking every single message you are sending them, it's not real. No one likes messages like that at all. Also, just like phrasing and like ways of saying things. They'll use like me and I and was and very had, haven't. Like, they'll use like different forms of words.
Not
and
good
like
grammar.
just in very weird ways. Right. But to tell you a little bit about this experience that I've had, so they're like, yeah, we have a, what console were you looking for? And I was like, oh, the disc version. He goes, okay, well, that runs for $500 USD. They're like, oh, I'm located in the US. Do you have Apple Pay, Cash App, or Zillow?
Not Zillow.
No,
Zilla.
Yeah. Or Zelle.
It's Zelle. Yeah. Zillow, the buying a house.
So, PayPal was not one of them. If you're shopping with anything online, always try to use PayPal because they will protect you. I don't know. Venmo, I know, is owned by PayPal. I don't know if Venmo has the same protections that PayPal does, but as just a standard.
I think.
Yeah, as a standard, always try to go PayPal. I was like, oh, well, I have Apple Pay. I can use that. They're like, okay, perfect. Send me your full name and address so that way we can
social security number.
So we can send out this PlayStation to you. So one of the other flags was that he just asked for $500 flat is the retail price. If this was somebody who was acquiring PS5s and trying to give them away or sell them or do anything like that, they're gonna throw in tax. Like it's not like you're not buying that. You're not losing anywhere from a $20 to $50 tax, depending on where you are, what you're doing. So that was a big thing. I asked them for proof that they had the PlayStation 5, and this really pissed me off. He sent me a video of an open box. The tab, you know how a lot of boxes have that pull-out tab and then the box opens? That was ripped, which is always already like a horrible sign. Yeah. That was ripped. He opens the box. There's like, the controller, like the wires, whatever there is, and then he picks that top bit up, and then you can see the PlayStation 5 in the box, but like the protective, like, not foam, but like foam blanket that they put over technology whenever they ship it, that was off and stuffed into the side, which already out the gate, if that's an open box and that's how it's shipping, I'm not paying full price for that console. There's no shot in that happening. So then to counter this offer, I said, okay, how would you feel about creating a private page on or doing a private sale through eBay? So that way I'm protected through eBay. You're protected to guarantee you're going to get your money. I'm going to guarantee I'm going to get my PlayStation. Dead silence. I didn't hear anything back from that. So if you are in that situation, what you guys can do is you can set up something with a seller or someone who's trying to sell you something, and they can put their product or whatever you want to buy on eBay and set the price and you can Google this for more information, but basically they're going to set the price for like an exorbitantly high price. So like if it's like $500, they're going to set it for like $5,000, right? But they're going to open bids. Okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to counter like the sell price for a bid of whatever you agreed on. They'll accept it, and then that's how the transaction will proceed. That ensures that you're getting it for the price that you agreed upon. That ensures them that they're going to get their money. And if you end up in a situation where you do not get your product or they don't send whatever you guys agreed on, you will get your money back, and everything is protected through eBay and through PayPal. So just a PSA out there. So if you see this account, if you see this account out there doing similar stuff, PlayStation updates, avoid it. It's not real. They're just trying to steal your money. So
this isn't a good world,
No, it's horrible. Horrible.
Shout out to them.
Trying to take advantage of, people trying to just get a console.
You know what is good though?
What's up?
Our lovely listeners.
Our lovely listeners
who can listen to us.
Amazing.
Who can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Spreaker,
Stitcher, and a plethora of other ones that I have actually linked on my on the Twitter account that I made for PS Ponies at PS Ponies. Very simple. I've been tweeting on there. Just sending out my random thoughts about game news and stuff, liking, retweeting, sharing content on the regular, and as well the lovely people who submit us questions on our email at AskPSPonies@gmail.com. That is AskPSPonies@gmail.com. And give a big old shout out to our YouTube listeners / viewers. This will be the first episode on the platform too, and this is definitely a very scuffed episode to have on the platform just because the Doge is here. We're all hanging out. She's nibbling on my toe right now. It's very adorable, but she's done whimpering, so I guess that works. But yeah, very very light news week. I did want to know that this week Gamescom is going to be going on, so we're gonna have a lot next week from everyone, so that'll be a jam-packed episode to have on the platform too. So that's all I have to say for this week.
Yeah, guys, that's all I have. Thank you so much for listening to the PlayStation Ponies or the PS Ponies podcast, where once a week, every week, me and my best friend Ron get together to talk to you about all of the Sony and other video gaming news you need to know about. Everything Ron just said, reach out to us. We'd love to hear your opinions, go over some questions. If you just have some overall criticism for us,
follow us on Twitter.
Hit it with us. Follow us on Twitter. Do all that. We will be on YouTube, so make sure you smash that like button and sign up for notifications.
And leave a rating on your audio platforms as well. Follow us. Rate us 5. I can't say rate us 5 stars. Rate us whatever star value you think comes after 4. That would be great. Yeah.
And below 6.
And below 6. Between 4 and 6. A good average.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your week. We will catch you next week.
Bye.